Hello everybody, I'm here for our daily Lenten meditation. So let's get right to it because I'm already late and I want you guys to have a chance to see it before you go to sleep. The readings today are Numbers 21 verses 4 through 9, Psalm 102 verses 2 to 3, and 16 to 21, John 8 verses 21 to 30. When you lift up the Son of Man, then you will realize that I am, and that I do nothing on my own, but I say only what the Father taught me. John 8, verse 28. Today's Gospel from John takes us back to a time of Moses around 1400 BC, when Israel had left Egypt and was journeying through the desert toward the Promised Land. As the journey dragged on, the people's faith began to falter, and they started to grumble. We are disgusted with this wretched food. Numbers 21, verse 5. Instead of expressing gratitude for God's provisions, they fixated on what they lacked, allowing resentment and bitterness to take root in their hearts. Their grumbling echoed the sin of Adam and Eve, who, despite having everything, desired more. In response, God allowed serpents to invade the camp, biting and killing many. In desperation, the people turned to Moses for help. Moses brought their plea before the Lord, who instructed him to mount a bronze serpent on a pole and lift it up. Those who looked upon the bronze serpent and placed their trust in God were healed. St. John makes a profound connection between this event and the crucifixion of Christ. Just as Moses lifted up the serpent in the desert, so must the Son of Man be lifted up, so that everyone who believes in him may have eternal life. John 3, verses 14 through 15. This parallel emphasizes the transformative power of faith. The bronze serpent that Moses lifted before Israel restored their faith and granted them more time on earth, perhaps 10, 30, or 50 more years. However, they all eventually faced death. In contrast, Christ lifted up on the cross offers something far greater, eternal life to all who believe and trust in him. Jesus is much more than Moses could have imagined. He is the one who's with his Father in the burning bush, before whom Moses knelt and worshipped. Jesus is the pillar of fire and cloud that led the Israelites out of Egypt. He's the living water that flowed from the rock to quench the thirst of the Jews in the desert. He's the divine hand that provided manna from heaven when Israel was hungry. Jesus is great. I am, without beginning or end, immortal, the very Word through whom all things were created. He is the Lord of life, offering resurrection and eternal life to all those who believe. Jesus is not just someone who existed before Abraham. He is the one, the I am of Sinai, who made the temple holy by his Spirit. In Jesus we find the fulfillment of every promise, the answer to every need, and the source of everlasting life. As we reflect on those profound truths, let us lift our eyes to Christ, just as the Israelites looked upon the bronze serpent. Let us place our trust in him, knowing that he is the source of our salvation and the one who offers us life beyond this world. In the midst of our own struggles and challenges, may we find hope and strength in the one who is lifted up for our sake. Jesus invites us to look to him, to trust in his love and mercy, and to embrace the eternal life he offers. As the psalmist declares, "The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom should I fear? The Lord is my life's refuge. Of whom should I be afraid?" In him we are renewed, restored, and made whole. Lenten reflection. Jesus has promised to go ahead and prepare a place for each of us, and then return to take us with him. How does this bring you comfort? Who are you waiting to see again? I'm waiting to see my parents again. And that's my answer, that I can answer that right straight out. Excuse me, but for some reason, I'm praying I'm not getting sick again, but I feel like I'm getting sick again. Hopefully tomorrow I will get all my readings out in the morning. Just like I said, it's been a really busy week. I belong to a lot of, I belong to a few organizations, and one is the American Legion, as I told you yesterday, and I belong to Blue Star Mothers, as my son is still in the military. So sometimes gets this time of the year and there's a lot of stuff going on in the year and all that stuff. So, but anyway, hopefully I'll get all this done in the morning. But until then, I hope you all have a beautiful evening. I hope you had a wonderful day. And hopefully I'll see you in the morning for more readings, Lenten meditation, and Saints of the Day. Have a great night, everybody. God bless you all.